So, do I provide consulting or mentorship services? The answer is I don't, but I might consider it in the near future. So, when I get these kind of emails, I usually respond to them saying, hey, ask the questions and I will respond in a video. So, I do have a series of questions here by a fan that has asked, is now a good time to become an owner operator? When should you become an owner operator? Should I buy new or used? What truck make or model would you consider and why? And should I open my own authority? So it's a series of about 5 or 6 questions that I will be answering in this video, based on my opinion, based on what I see in the market. So let's get to it. Is now a good time to become an owner operator? The easy part of this question is no, it's not. And I'll get into a few reasons of why it is not a good time to become an owner operator. There's a lot of things in our market that are just really unstable. Number one, it is the end of the year. Number two, the cost of power units, of trailers, of trucks is just through the roof right now. And there is signs that there is a decrease in truck prices. So I know that 3 months ago, truck prices fell. Last month, I checked in the auctions that the price have significantly fallen. And I think that Q1 of 2023, they're going to fall even more. So do you really want to buy a truck for $150,000 when 2 months from today, it's going to be worth $110,000 or $120,000? I mean, all the money that you're going to make in those 2 or 3 months is just not worth it. That truck is going to fall more in value than you're going to make in those 2 or 3 months. So in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I do not believe right now is a good time to become an owner operator. When should one become an owner operator? Well, I'll tell you what I don't like to see. I don't like to see people cutting corners, and I don't like to see people becoming owner operators without a minimum of 2 years experience under their belt. There are some companies that will hire you as an owner operator with no experience, and I've seen this before. There are a few companies out there that'll hire you only with 3 months experience or 6 months experience. I really feel that it's wrong. I really feel that companies should not be hiring with less than minimum 2 years of experience, but I see it all the time and it drives me crazy. To answer the next question, new or used? Well, I guess if somebody is becoming an owner operator for the first time, I would definitely recommend for them to go with a used truck, probably 2-year-old, 3-year-old, or 4-year-old truck. I do not recommend going with an older unit, maybe a 5, 6, 7-year-old unit, and I definitely don't recommend getting into a brand new unit. If this is your first time as an owner operator, you really want to learn the ropes. You really want to see what your salaries are like. Can you afford? Can you not afford? What will you do differently as an owner operator than a company driver? Are you going to work a little bit harder? Are you going to try to push yourself a little bit more than you were as a company driver? Or do you want to work less because you want to become an owner operator in order to work less? So you might want to make more money as an owner operator, work a little bit less, take the same home, but again, you'll have a lot more home time. So yeah, so I do recommend going with a used truck over a brand new truck. I think the payments right now are outrageous on brand new units, especially with today's interest rates. There's a lot of things going against us, and going with a used truck, probably a $70,000 truck, $80,000, maybe $100,000 truck, payments are not going to be that big, and you can do very well for yourself as an owner operator. The next question, what truck make and model would I consider and why? So if I was just getting into it, there's 3 things that I would look for a truck. Number 1, obviously a fuel efficient truck. Number 2, I would definitely make sure that that truck has either a battery pack or a diesel APU unit. And the third thing, I would like to see some warranty left on that truck. So those are the 3 biggest things that I think that you should look at. I wouldn't go over 600,000 miles, even 500,000 miles. I think the sweet spot for a used truck would probably be around 300,000 miles, 350,000 miles. If you can find a truck that's under 400,000 miles, that would be the way to go. That's what I would get. I would make sure it has a battery pack or a diesel APU unit. That thing will save you probably $5 an hour for every hour that you're idling on the road. With today's diesel prices, you really do not want to be idling that truck. What make and model would I go for? So again, you guys probably know I'm a lover of the Cascadias. My second in line would probably be the Volvos. My third in line would probably be the Kenworth, the T680s next gen. So those are the 3 that I would go for. Engine wise, I really like the Detroit. I hear a lot of good stuff about the Cummins. I do not have any Cummins in our fleet. We only have the Detroit 515 horsepower, and we have the Volvo engines. I don't have any experience with the PACCAR engines, but I hear they are economical. If you guys out there have that and would like to share some of your stats with me, your fuel consumption, I'd be more than happy to hear it. And then for the last question is, should I open up my own authorities? Whether you're in Canada or in the US, I mean, right now is not a good time to open up your own authorities. I mean, you might want to open up the authorities, but still run under a larger carrier. I don't think right now is the time to do it. Freight rates are low. There's literally, I would say, probably 5 trucks for every 2 or 3 loads out there. So there's a lot more trucks than there are loads, and you see that the carriers are fighting over loads, meaning that the prices are going down significantly. So when you have 5 trucks and you only have 2 loads, one carrier is willing to do the load for $1,000, the other carrier is willing to do it for $900, for $800, and then until that last carrier will give up. So you find yourself in a bidding war constantly with other carriers for freight. Now, take back 6 months ago, or take back probably 8 months ago, the situation was completely different. You literally had 10 loads for every 1 truck. It was like an auction for your truck. So one broker would pay you $4 a mile, the other one would pay you $4.50, the next one would pay you $5, the other one would pay you $6, and it was literally like an auction, and they would throw crazy money at you just to do the load because there's not enough trucks to do these loads. You know, with all good times, there are some bad times, and here we are right now in a situation where the times are not so good. So I would stay away from opening up my own authorities. If you have the extra money and you want to open up your own authorities, I would open it up and have it ready for when that market picks up again. Then it might be a good time to jump and go into having your own authorities again. But you are more than welcome to join me in my journey of opening up my own authorities in Atlanta, Georgia. So we are a Canadian asset-based carrier, and we are opening up our terminal in Atlanta, Georgia for Q1, hopefully, but it's looking like Q2 of 2023. So join me in my journey. I will link it at the bottom over here. I already made a couple of videos, and I'd love for you to be a part of that journey. So if you guys have any other questions, whether you're an owner operator, a company driver, a small fleet owner, that's usually the bulk of the audience that we have here, 120,000 truck drivers under one roof. If you have any questions or a series of questions that you would like me to answer, you're more than welcome to send me an email at sponsorship@ettransport.ca. I do read all the emails that come in, and when I see something interesting and I see other people would benefit from these questions, then I'll just make a quick video on it and hopefully help you in this journey. If you don't already know this channel is all about trucking. So if you're an owner operator, small fleet owner, company driver, if you're looking to get into the industry, then this channel is for you. I'm Ronen, R-O-N-E-N, and I'll catch you in my next video. Okay, great.